Hi, welcome. Good morning. How are you? Welcome, everyone. Come on in. Get relaxed. It's Wednesday. We all need to chill today, I think. So today I'm going to pull... Oh, I'm at 6 subscribers. Someone knows subscribe to me today. If you are a subscriber and you show up in my lives, I do pull a card for you. So thank you to everybody who is currently subscribed. And if you choose to subscribe today, just let me know your question. And as long as I see the prayer symbol next to your name, I'll pull a card for you. I am gonna pull cards for the Zodiac today, which I don't ever do, but I felt that I would do it. But it is what I will do when I reach my live goal today, which is to get 1 pearl. I decided I wanted to get 1 pearl today. So if I get a pearl today, I will read for the entire Zodiac. You can enjoy your readings personalized by sign, sun, moon, or rising. But until then, I'm going to read for the collective. So if someone ends up gifting a pearl, I'll go ahead and do all the Zodiac signs after the collective reading. And we're going to start with a visualization this morning. Personal questions will follow the collective reading. If we don't do, if I don't end up reaching my goal, then I will offer personal readings right after the collective reading. If I reach my goal, I will do the readings for the Zodiac. So if you want to know your Zodiac reading this morning, check the live goal out. Okay, let's start on the visualization that I normally start all my lives with. We're going to do it a little differently today. I guess I'm getting that feeling to do it differently. So we're going to pull a card first before we start the visualization today. I don't know why. But that's why. I guess that's what's going to happen. I don't know. I just do what I feel. Okay. Okay. So this card's the second time this card came out. So definitely this card. Okay. I can see why now. So the 6 of Swords is a card about moving from where you are to where you want to go. And it is about having experienced pain, but learned from it and keeping the memories of it with you as you travel. And the issue, I think, with keeping those memories of the pain as you go along is the tendency to avoid being present in the present moment. Hi, Nicole. Good to see you, babes. Welcome. So when we keep the memories and pain from the past and we carry it with us into the future, then our future starts to become a recreation of our past because we haven't let go or released the thoughts that keep us stuck or having the same experiences again and again. In order to have new experiences on the other shore, we have to be in the present moment. And in the present moment, there is no past. And there also isn't really the future, because if you try to think about your future from the present moment, if you try to think about your future from the present moment, you're carrying the pain of the past into the future, which is something I learned today on a TikTok video. It's something I knew, but she articulated it in a way that I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So if you want to create a new future, you have to receive, because we receive our thoughts through vibration. We tune in to the thoughts that we receive. And it depends on our environment, where we are, what we're observing. All of those things factor into how we process the information we're receiving. If you have a filter of the past, those new thoughts that come in that you're receiving from your new self-concept, you'll reject them. This is like the idea of affirmations, where if you can hear the affirmation, you're like all of the memories you have, your ego mind will be like, that's not true, because that's your old self-concept inserting itself into your future. So this is a tricky place to be because I do visualizations every day and I have us imagine the thing that we want. But the thing that we want is caught up with these painful memories of the past. So how do you receive new thoughts that aren't clouded by the pain that you had in the past and allow them to shape your future moment? So I'm going to shift the visualization a little bit with this new information. Let me look at this words. Hesh came yesterday, just like you said. He can't express but knows he loves me and is trying his best. Wow. Very cool. Hi, Texas Honey Babes. How are you? Do you want a card today? I didn't get you last time. I don't know if you were gone or if I just forgot and left. I can't remember. It is so early. I woke up like an hour ago and like jumped out of bed and was like, oh my God, I have to get the tell me everything's done. But I like this information that I just received. And I want to play with it today during our visualization. So I normally have us visualize what do we think would make us feel better. But today I think what I'm going to have us do is enter into a more receiving state. So we're going to do a divine feminine meditation this morning. And we're going to be open to receiving new thoughts that we've never been able to experience because we have been experiencing them clouded through the filter of the past. And we'll start that visualization in a moment, but let me just pull a card for the lovely Texas Honey. Here we go. AKA Lauren. It's never gonna die. Oh God. Knight of Swords. This is a nice change of pace because this is fast moving energy instead of slow moving energy, which is really what I've been feeling we've all been in. We've got the truth and integrity that the Knight of Swords comes with. There can be recklessness here. When you move fast, there's a chance that you'll be reckless. However, my feeling for the Knight of Swords, especially an upright Knight of Swords, which is the energy I'm getting from the card, the Knight of Swords is following a strategy implemented by the King of Swords. So the way that I think about it is the Queen of Swords is the creative aspect of the mind. So the Queen of Swords thinks of or comes up with some kind of a strategy. The King of Swords interprets the strategy and figures out how to implement it and take action towards whatever it is. The Knight of Swords follows the instructions received from the King of Swords. So it's the balanced self, head and heart, the ability to decide where you're going to go, why you want to go there, and how you're going to get there. And then the Knight of Swords is like, okay, I've got my mission and I'm on a mission and I'm going to go and do it. So I think that for you, this is probably going to be reflected back to you once you sort out exactly what action you have already decided upon a strategy. Like you already had an idea, like a creative idea for how to do something. You sort of filtered that through to the action side, and the action side is like, okay, now how do I implement this strategy? And now we're at the point of going for it, following the strategy that you have created. So this is probably in regards to like work or career or your passions or something like that. But the energy of the person in your life will reflect back this to you. So you're going to be doing something in your integrity and just really kind of laser focused and going in that direction. And so I think that is where your person will be also. It's funny because you said, yes, ma'am, get me going. And then I'm like, bitch, here's the Knight of Swords. Get on that horse and start going this morning. But it does look like you're going to have like a good day. I feel like this is a good day type of a energy coming from this card. The yellow for me, solar plexus, confidence. The green is like the heart chakra. That's love. expression of feelings, blue sky, truth, and the abundance in the green grass. There's hearts all over the grass there, if you look closely. So, you know, I don't know, that has a good feeling for me. I feel good about that card. Yay, you're welcome, babes. Thank you. Thanks for being a subscriber. Okay, so rather than doing our normal visualization, I want us to get into a receiving mode right now. So first, just relax, and I'm going to use the selenite wand here to cleanse some of the past thoughts that we've been having. So we're still within that frame of the full moon release, and there is an amplification to the energy of releasing right now. So this is an opportune moment for you to release the thoughts and fears that you've been carrying with you from the past, and you're getting an extra boost of help just from the energy itself. So you don't have to think about the thoughts that you want to release right now. All I really want you to do is just get a sense of how your body feels, and how the energy, if you're a person that reads energy, feels, and how your mind is thinking right now. And you don't have to do anything about it. There's no assignment except to just notice it and just tune in. So I'm going to give you just a moment to tune into that energy. Now that you have a sense of how your body feels, how the energy feels, and the kinds of thoughts that you're thinking, I want you to imagine that you could take all of that information and pour it into a bowl. Picture a bowl that you can hold in your hand, and picture pouring all of that data into the bowl. Notice what colors you're seeing. Look into the bowl, and you'll notice that there are some of those old ideas swirling around. The fear, the self-doubt, the trauma. Notice what color that is. I want you to imagine that you have another pitcher, and this one is filled with all of the things that you've been wishing for, hoping for, desiring. It's a delicious color, and it smells really good. It's like the lucky potion that Harry drinks in Harry Potter. It smells like all of your favorite smells. It's very appetizing. I want you to picture this and pouring this into the bowl that is swirling with all of that darkness and negativity. And I want you to imagine that the light that you're pouring into that bowl is slowly transforming all of that old energy. It's renewing it. It's healing it until the bowl that you hold in your hand is filled with light. All of the old self-concept is gone. And all that is left is everything that you've been calling in. Everything new. I want you to take this bowl and bring it up to your lips and start to drink that light. I want you to imagine feeling warmth and relaxation, peace, contentment, joy filling your body. And just relax into these feelings. We're clearing away the old self-concept, and we're stepping into the present moment, and we're opening ourselves up to receive the thoughts, feelings, intuitive nudges from our highest, most authentic version of self. Drinking this liquid light has tuned us like a crystal to the frequency that we desire. And as long as we stay in this present moment, filled with light, we will start to shift our reality. Just imagine holding the space inside of yourself where you can always access this light. It is only available to you in the present moment. If you think about the past, you will lose your way. If you project the past into the future, you will walk the same path. But if you stay in this present moment, you will always have access to this light, being open to receive. When you're ready, you can start to come back to me. And I'm going to take us back to the card that I pulled. And you can see her moving towards that light that we just cultivated inside of ourselves. And she doesn't bring the thoughts of the past into the future anymore. She's shifting from the past into her present self and opening to receive that bright future that she can see ahead of her. Cool. All right, if you just got here, thank you for being here this morning. If you want a chance to do that visualization, I will upload this live to YouTube. And you can have a chance to do that again. If you want to do it multiple times, go for it. I think that I'm going to go back and do it where I'm actually able to close my eyes and get into that space. So now we're going to just do a reading. I'm going to do, I haven't decided yet. I think I have to see. I've been liking this reading a lot. We're going to do Liv Tarot's Twin Flame Union Tarot spread for Journey to Love reading again, because I love the spread. I think it's a good one. We're going to do masculine and feminine energy. And then after that, I will do personal readings. Unless if somebody gifts me the pearl this morning, I will read for the Zodiac today. So if you want to hear a reading about your sign, and also give the gift of everybody receiving their reading of their sign this morning, I will do that. That's what I plan to do once I reach that reward. All right, let's shuffle here for this reading. What do I really want from this union? We're going to look at divine masculine and feminine energy. So first up, what do I really want from this union? Divine masculine. What am I not seeing clearly about my divine feminine? What would my life be like if we got together? How does she truly feel about me deep down in her heart? And where is this connection going in the future? And for the feminine, what do I really want from this union? What am I not seeing clearly about my divine masculine? What would my life be like if we got together? Thank you for the rose. I appreciate that. How does he truly feel about me deep down in his heart? And where is this connection going in the future? Okay. If you'd like your own personal version of this reading, you can, of course, book this reading on my website. There's a link to book a private reading for $33. Alternatively, after I'm done with this collective reading, you can send $33 Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App at the link in my profile, and I will do this reading for you personally, or any question you might have. I can do my own spread that I do, or the When Will It Happen spread. So if you're interested in that, that is to follow. Let us get started. What do I really want from this union? So, divine masculine, what do I really want from this union? The Knight of Pentacles. I want to take it slow. I want it to be solid and stable and reliable, which has not been something that I've had from relationships in the past. And there is a feeling I have that in order for that to happen, I have to move slowly, surely, methodically, perfectly. I want a perfect union. So the divine masculine would be a little delusional, but it's fine. I'm so delusional, it's totally fine. Perfection is a goal that you travel towards, knowing that you'll never arrive, I guess. But it is something to aspire to. And this masculine energy really does aspire to this. And I think the imperfection that has existed in his dynamic with feminine energy is really, really motivating him to try to do things really carefully, really, again, methodically. That's the best word. There is this plodding energy, one step after another, until you get where you want to go. That is what he really wants. He wants a solid, stable connection. He doesn't want it to go too fast. I sense that he wants to savor it as well. Divine Feminine, what do you really want from this union today? You actually got two cards that came out for you. And it's interesting because I'm pretty sure one of them was in reverse, but the way they fell, I flipped it over. So it really is a positive, upright energy, a turn, a feeling of turning things around that we're getting here. We've got the Queen of Cups, and she's holding her ship there that she looks like she's about to put into the water, or she could be saving it. It's kind of difficult to tell. I feel like I'm on a plane right now. Weird. I wonder if sometimes when my masculine travels, I get that. He travels a lot. It's annoying. Like I don't really have overt congestion, like a lot of congestion, so bizarre. Okay, Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is seeing your ship coming in, right? We always say that with this card. Oh, your ships are coming in. Well, she's holding the ship in this card. She's in control of the ship. So she doesn't really have to wait for it to come in because she's got it in her hands. And she does that through faith, because I keep hearing through faith alone. I don't know why, but I guess because she's been alone and had to figure out how to navigate a relationship that is always a future projection. And rather than doing that, she wants to have the ship in her hands, have control over that. And I guess this would be emotionally too, because this is the Queen of Cups. Now, I do not associate the Queen of Cups with controlling emotion. I associate her with the ability to navigate her emotions, to keep a lid on them when it's necessary. Whereas the Divine Masculine in the King of Cups energy has deep feelings, but doesn't express them because he is avoiding conflict. Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much for the pearl. So we will be doing Zodiac readings after this. So the Divine Feminine is not controlling her emotions to avoid conflict. She is containing her emotions in order not to deflect the future that she has consistently been able to see. She knows that her emotional reactivity in the past has taken her off course. So what she really wants now from this union is to be able to have that command over her feelings, which I think is just awesome. Nicole, let me know what you can have if you want sun, moon, or rising, or Venus, whatever sign you want me to read, and I will start with that sign since you gave me the pearl. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Okay, so what am I not seeing clearly about my Divine Feminine? What does the Divine Masculine not see clearly about the Divine Feminine? Here we have the Lovers card from the Star Spinner Tarot. There are multiple Lovers cards in this deck, and this one has like two masculine energies on it. Now I love that because it's, I love that this deck had more than just a divine masculine and feminine depiction, or just a gender rather, and shows that the energy of masculine and feminine exists within one gender, and gender is sort of irrelevant. But the meaning that I get from this card is that what Divine Masculine isn't seeing clearly is that Divine Feminine is a reflection of his masculine traits. So when she is doing things that are frustrating to him, or when she is triggering him to look at his own masculine energy. And he's not seeing that clearly. He is detaching her and him and their behavior, and he is seeing them as separate things instead of just him. Whereas the feminine, I think, has gotten much better at understanding that she is a reflection of the masculine energy, her own masculine energy. The masculine isn't seeing this clearly as of yet. He can understand the energy of the feminine, like as being open and being receiving. And I think he even acknowledges that he has to have more competency with feminine energy, but he's not seeing that the feminine's failings, and I put that in quotes because he doesn't really view them as failings, but the things that she has trouble with or difficulty with, that is his information to discover how he does these things in his life as this masculine energy. Divine Feminine. Oh, you know what? I switched these cards, but there must have been a reason for that. Maybe because Divine Feminine is having the same experience, but technically this was supposed to be my masculine deck, but when I do that, I just read them as I channeled it. So the Divine Feminine then is not seeing clearly about the Divine Masculine that he is trustworthy, and that his silence does not indicate separation in terms of holding space for her. It's really more about him learning to trust himself. It's like before, when there was all this noise back and forth between them, the Divine Masculine was looking at his experiences as externalized. And it is only now in the silence that he has the understanding that's that dialogue, again, interesting. So I think this is for both of them today, because now he's understanding that back and forth was almost like he was talking to himself. Like running away from himself, chasing himself. Like there's this deep internal lesson that's being learned right now, and neither one of you can really see this clearly, and it's what's causing self-doubt and fear in the dynamic. Divine Masculine, what would my life be like if we got together? The 10 of Pentacles. Now, before you get too excited, there's no feminine in this picture. There's a dog. And I have a female dog, and there's a particular name for that. And she does whatever I say. She goes wherever I want her to go. She's a husky, so she has a little bit of an independent streak. But, you know, I just say Chet on the leash and pull her back, like with a little tug. And then she falls in line and does what I want. Divine Masculine. So what's really interesting here is I actually do not think that Divine Masculine thinks that the feminine is going to be his bitch. I actually think that he feels that he would be Divine Feminine's bitch. And the reason for that is because there is an androgynous energy coming from this today. Now, sometimes I have a positive feeling about it, whereas in like this person is both masculine and feminine on their own. They can have their own legacy, etc. Sometimes I'm like, where's the feminine? But this morning, for this position, what I'm seeing is that the Divine Masculine feels that he will be loyal for all of his days, but he also feels like he will be on a leash. And so that might be one of the reasons why there's hesitation in coming forward. Because he doesn't want to feel like he's on a leash, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. In fact, whenever I do have to train my dog, there's a part of me that's like, this is awful. Why don't you just let her be like the being that she was meant to be? And I'm like, because the being that she was meant to be is going to run in front of cars because she doesn't know what cars are, right? The being that she was meant to be is going to eat something that will kill her. Like, because, you know, dogs don't live forever in the wild because they do shit that they didn't know was harmful to them because they don't have the knowledge of the environment that our dumbass brains have. So I am in a role where if I don't help, which is truly what I'm trying to do, help my dog experience a positive, like, day, making sure she's not eating poison or running into traffic or jumping up and biting somebody who will then get her taken to a pound. Like, I have to implement some of these structures, some of this structure for this dog. And it's appropriate to do so. And I have to remind myself that because I feel having a husky, when you have a wolf dog, you have to be the pack leader. The pack leader eats first. The pack leader, you have to watch. Obviously, they don't use language, like verbal language, but they use body language. They check one another. You have to be kind of physical with the dog and get it to, not like hitting it or anything, but like making like strong, confident motions. And I just want to cuddle her. So it's hard for me to have stepped into the pack leader role. And our dynamic is a little loosey-goosey because it's hard for me to consistently stay there. But she's pretty well trained, all things aside. But you have to have this kind of stoicism and detachment in order to be a good pack leader. And that's just the dynamic that you have with a husky or a shepherd. There's all kinds of, I think it works with a lot of dogs in general, but particularly for wolf dogs. You have a husky mix. I love a husky. He needs a bit of a leash, but not in the way he thinks, right? That's so true. I've definitely been noticing my overwhelming masculinity coming forward. I'm seeing that. Good to see you, Third Eye Roses, also. So yeah, masculine thinks like it would be everything I've ever wanted because this is material fulfillment, but I would be on a leash. I would have to obey. I would have to be loyal. I couldn't run around anymore and be a dog, honestly. I would need to be much more in my divine masculine energy. And so I do think he does see that as a challenge. You're not gonna like this, Divine Feminine. What would my life be like if we got together? Seven of Swords. Divine Masculine, trying to get away with shit. So, whoever I'm reading for, whosever energy I'm reading for today, your Divine Masculine energy, I think because he feels like he would be on a leash, he would feel like he has to hide things from you. Now, this does not mean that he would go off and cheat or, lie to you and be horrible. He's the Divine Masculine, so I don't see him as being like this horrible, cheating individual. He, in fact, sees himself as loyal to you. But I think that he would feel like he had to hide parts of himself because of that feeling of wanting to please you. And so if you haven't gotten together yet, this is one of the reasons why, because this is not ideal. What we should feel is that we have autonomy and that we have, that our Divine Feminine accepts all aspects of ourselves. And the Divine Feminine has to acknowledge that if she creates an environment where the masculine feels like he has to obey, then she is setting herself up for a situation where he would have to try to get away with some of his thoughts, ideas, actions in order to avoid displeasing her. So the idea that someone else is responsible for pleasing us is something that you both need to work on. He thinks he needs to please you. You think you need him to please you. And you don't, and he doesn't. And that's really a huge lesson here on the journey. Not an easy or simple or straightforward lesson either. How does Divine Feminine truly feel about me deep down in her heart? This is very intuitive for the masculine to know. Divine Feminine here, 8 of Cups, left, walked away. What's really funny is what I see here, normally we see the person walking away. And when I see this card, I see hesitation. So the Divine Feminine is not fully walked away. She is facing in the direction of her Divine Feminine energy. And she is intending to get up and walk away because of the masculine's selfishness and withholding. However, this is an 8 into a 9. So we have a progression here. So what I'm seeing is the Divine Masculine feels deep down that you are hesitating because he is your wish fulfillment. And there is an element here of thinking that you will be loyal to him no matter what. And even though you want to leave because things aren't that good, you won't leave because you're stubborn and because you truly, truly want this wish fulfillment. Yep, this was totally our dynamic. I'd find him hiding in our bedroom sometimes like a kid. I can't even request to see him these days without him feeling controlled, I realized. Interesting. I feel like I'm very tolerant, but some things about him are hard to accept. It's complicated, isn't it? So yes, this is how Divine Masculine truly feels deep down in his heart. You want to leave, but you won't because you do believe that being with him is your wish fulfillment. And you are hesitating and you haven't fully gone away. But he also believes that you will get up and walk if he continues to refuse to express. So he kind of goes back and forth. She's going to stick around forever. She might leave, right? She's just hesitating right now, but she's hesitating because she wants us so much. And that's all I have. And if I don't move soon, I'm going to lose that. Divine Feminine, how do you feel, or how do you think Divine Masculine truly feels about you deep down in his heart? We have the Death card and the 4 of Wands in reverse. Divine Feminine, you feel that Divine Masculine, deep down in his heart, thinks that this connection is over, ended, and dead. And that he is not able to be committed to you. You do not think that he is able to be committed to you, but you hope that there will be this new life that will be reborn and that he will be able to commit to you, but you feel deep down that it's just not gonna happen, and that maybe he wasn't your twin, and you're very uncertain about this. There is this feeling of an old version of self, old ideas, old stuff being dead and not being able to resurrect it. And the new thing that's being born, it's going to be something entirely different than you thought. Where is this connection going in the future? Wow. Divine Masculine, Queen of Cups. We already saw her. That was what she really wanted from this union. So Divine Masculine feels that the Divine Feminine will offer him this love, compassion, kindness, that she will share her beauty with him, her sensitivity, and that she will offer her cup to him. Divine Feminine, where is this connection going in the future? Marriage. This is the sacred union, sacred vow, and commitment card, the Hierophant. It's an ascension card, so it's ascending into another level, taking another step up on that ladder of ascension towards nirvana. And you also embrace that there will be more lessons, that you will learn more, that it will continue to further your spiritual growth. And I think it's very significant that deep down you felt that the masculine energy, that some old version of the masculine, it could be a person that you're not interested in anymore, that version or that person, your feelings or affection for that person has died. You do not seek to have a commitment with this specific person, but where you see the connection to the divine masculine energy, not to the specific person going, is resulting in sacred union and commitment, etc. in the future. And that's for some people, because this is a collective reading. All right, thanks to Nicole. We are going to read all of the signs today, which I've never done before, so I'm excited to do it. And we're gonna pull a couple of cards for each one, because it's a lot of signs, so I want to make sure I hit them all. And I'm gonna use my fun deck that I'm obsessed with right now, the Modern Love Tarot. It's just my favorite right now. Let me see what everybody's saying. I feel like I'm very tolerant. The people pleasing and being controlled might be a past issue. That's true. I agree with you. Very well could be. Did you let me know your sign? And I'm going back just to see if you did. Let me know your sign, Nicole, and I'll start with your zodiac. And you can pick Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, whichever one you want to get information about. I'm the one messing up my relationship because I need to heal more. So let's think about how you can reframe that into a way that makes you feel like you have more power, because that's a statement that kind of surrenders your power a little bit. So taking accountability is important, and being like, oh, I can see how I'm affecting this dynamic. But acknowledge that if you are in an unhealed energy, you've attracted someone equally unhealed. So it's not like you're the one. It's like you both trigger one another to recognize the wounds that must be healed. So there's no reason to like blame yourself and shame yourself for your unhealed behavior, because that's kind of the tone that comes through with that statement. It's much more just actually a kindness, which is like, oh, my dynamic in my relationship is stemming from these wounds that I received. Because remember, wounds, when we get them from the ages of 0 to 7, are not self-inflicted. The wounds that we carry later in life can be self-inflicted wounds. But from 0 to 7, there is an innocence there. Your entire world, and you could even say up to 14, honestly, your entire world is determined by the big people around you, the messages that are in the media from those big people, the big people in your environment, the big people who teach you things. Those are the people responsible for the wounding from 0 to 7. And it doesn't mean that we have to blame those people and be like, wow, those people are terrible, because they're all acting from their wounding, which they all received. And it's just this endless chain of wounding. But it stops when you recognize that those wounds do not have to control your reactivity. So you, instead of kind of taking on the burden 10 of Wands style of, oh, it's my fault because I'm unhealed, it's like, oh, I'm so grateful that my masculine has shown me where my wounds are, and that as I heal, my masculine energy heals as well. That's a much kinder place to be, and honestly more true. Virgo, that is my Venus sign and my person's moon. Realizing I need to treat me, so Lorelai is saying, what I figured out too, realizing I need to treat me like I did when I was with him. And then you're saying I keep getting defensive and he's wonderful. He gave me my day structure. I was healthy to impress him, not the right reasons. So once you identify all of these things, it's not necessarily easy to change, but it's at least keeps that feeling of confusion that I always had like early on, and be like, why is this happening? So they'd be like, oh, like it's like that moment, but it's nothing to blame yourself for. Again, it's really just more, okay, I have this information. I think about like if my son has a behavior that is that I can see is actively blocking him from something that he desires. I think about how I would approach that with my son. I wouldn't shame him. I wouldn't be like, now that's my mother would have shamed me. Like she would have been like, you're doing that, like, and made me feel bad. It would be more like this loving place that I would come from and say like, hey, buddy, I noticed that, you're consistently having this particular issue. I also noticed that you are not going to bed at a decent time. And so it's really hard for you to wake up in the morning. And do you need more time in your day? Like, what is it that you're doing between like 11 and 3 a.m. that you don't have time for during the day? Maybe we can create more space for you to do whatever that is. At least during the school week when it's really affecting you, because I can see that in the mornings you feel, really crummy, and I want you to feel better. So is there any way we can like approach that? That is how you should be with yourself. Like, there's no reason to be like, you need to go to bed on time. Like you're like, there's, it doesn't even work. Like as a parent, that doesn't even work. My ex-husband is like that. And I'm just like, you are dumb because you consistently keep saying that. And guess what? It's never worked, right? All right, so let's start with Virgo. I don't do free yes or no questions, but you don't really need another person to do a yes or no question. Flip a coin. Whatever I say is going to be the same as flipping a coin for the most part. You're welcome, Lorelai. I'm glad that helped you. All right, so we're going to look at Virgo energy right now. We're looking at energy for Virgos. Current energy for Virgos, and we're doing the whole zodiac. I'm gonna have to write it down because you all know I'm gonna forget which one I'm on. And please, everybody, thank Nicole for she is the one who helped me hit my goal today of getting a pearl, so that we could do all these zodiac readings for everybody. Okay. Virgo. How are the Virgos doing today? My Venus wants to know. Okay. Okay. So Virgo energy today, we have, I have to cover her beauty up here. We have the 3 of Cups energy coming in, and it is followed by the 8 of Wands energy. And so I'm going to do this. There we go. We love TikTok. Okay. So 3 of Cups energy. That, of course, we associate with the energy of reuniting and celebrating, having fun, having a good time. This can be about friendships, but I don't think it's about friendships. I think that it is about romantic reunion and celebration. The Eight of Wands, we have that divine feminine energy rushing full speed ahead in this energy of communication. You see her holding the hand of the masculine, so she's leading the way in communication. So for Virgo energy today, the potential for reunion and celebration or a communication regarding that is very, very possible. Emotional communication is what I'm seeing. So not necessarily that if you're a feminine identifying person that you need to now go and communicate to your masculine person. That's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is that there will be emotional communication. And it will come all rushing out, like just all pouring out of you or your person. And there is definitely a call to just go with the flow today and to remain in this like good feeling energy. Do things that are fun if you can, or hang out with friends or talk to friends or be around friends, because getting into that place, like remember wherever you are in the present moment, that's what you're more likely to receive. So wow, this is a huge revelation. So this information about the present moment thing that I got this morning is like so powerful, because now I'm realizing that when you are sitting in your room and you just watch a reading and the reading says union is going to happen today, and you're like, oh my God, union is going to happen. And so you continue to sit in your room. You're prepared now. You're thinking, okay, union is going to happen. Now, automatically, you have all the past thoughts rushing in at the same time of, it never happens when it says it's going to. That doesn't actually happen. He doesn't actually say. He doesn't actually communicate. Doesn't actually do this. This doesn't really happen. So all of that is coming rushing in. And then you have all the future projection. Well, I don't know if it's actually going to happen. I mean, and if it does happen, like, what is that? What am I supposed to do then? And like, I don't know. Okay. So that's just, if you are having a good time doing something really fun and not paying attention to the past or projecting into the future, because your current moment right now is oh so delicious, oh so lighthearted and just fun loving, that is when you are in the vibration of union. But you won't be in the vibration of union if you're just sitting on your bed anticipating union. That's not where it's at. So Virgo energy today, I know it's hard for Virgos because Virgos really do have, I think, a hard time giving themselves pleasure and letting themselves have a good time. There's a lot of worry and concern that they bring into their nurturing, and it's difficult, I think, to be present a lot for Virgo energy. So do what you can. Go back and listen to the meditation once it's up on YouTube today or something, and just get into that headspace of receiving that, the energy of fun and just really living it up. So that is for my Virgos. All right. After Virgos, we have, who comes after Virgo? Libra? Yes. Libra, right? Libra and then Scorpio. Is that right? It is, right? Yes, because Scorpio is end of October, early November. Okay, so Libras. This is for my Libras in here. Libras, how are you doing this fine day? What is your energy like today? What can you expect in this present moment? All right, Libras, we have the Judgment card, or also known as the Awakening card. It is a card about forgiveness. It can be like, today is the day. It can be intimidating to face the music type of a card. I see a feminine energy reaching out her hand here. Interesting, the cross there, because that's associated with forgiveness and salvation. And then we have the Seven of Swords, and I'm seeing a feminine energy who's trying to get away with something here. So what I feel is that there is a forgiveness of self for trying to get away with not making a decision because of the mental conflict that you've been having. And once you can forgive yourself for it, you can move on from it, but you have to have that moment of forgiveness. This can also be about somebody who has tried to get away with something too, like tried to get away without making a decision for so long because of their mental conflict. So this can be about the masculine person, or the person that's exhibiting masculine energy in your life, being in some kind of conflict and just not making up his mind. And there is the sense here that you if you can forgive this person for not being able to make up their mind because they really have a lot of thoughts that make them just feel so defeated, I think that you can move on from the fixation on how this is happening. Because when you're constantly noticing he's not making a decision, nothing is happening, or personally, I'm not making a decision and nothing is happening, then you're stuck in that place. That is your past vibration. That's where you've been. So you want to forgive yourself for having been there, or the person for having been there, and just extend the hand and be like, okay, I know it's hard for you now, but I forgive you. Let's go. So forgive yourself and pull yourself out of whatever darkness you've been in, imagining this person doing these things or being worried about lies or deceit. And forgive yourself too for not always telling the truth. Sometimes we have to just go with the flow of the present moment. And if we feel fear or worry or concern, it may cause us to either be self-deceptive or to deceive others. And if you know that you've done that, just take accountability and apologize and forgive. All right, next up is Scorpio. Let's see how the Scorpios are doing today. Speaking of Scorpios, I woke up this morning, and just so you all know, Ryan Gosling's private account started following me. Now, I know this is not likely Ryan Gosling, but I was like, oh my God, Ryan Gosling is obsessed with me, and he's definitely going to book a private reading with me soon. So fun. I was like, Ryan Gosling. I'm going to make a private celebrity account and follow people so that they feel special. It was really nice. Whoever did that, thank you. It made my day. I was like, and all this time I've been focused on my person, when in reality I could be with Ryan Gosling. I just finished for Libras and I'm starting Scorpio. And this whole live replay will be available on my YouTube later, Tuned in Tarot YouTube. So if you missed your sign, you can check it out later. And I'll upload it after this. Okay, Scorpios, you got 2 cards today, right out the gate. I didn't have to do 2 separate shuffles. We have here the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Swords. Now, they came out together, so I do think that there is something that has recently been pretty painful in regards to what your dreams or what your spiritual fulfillment or your bliss is. There is something that's getting in the way of it. And if you look closely at this image, we're seeing these knives and they are stabbing into a mirror. And so that makes me think that there is likely like a mirrored individual in your life. It could be like people referring to that as your soulmate or your twin or whatever, somebody that you really do get a lot of information about yourself from by observing. And so you could have recently experienced a loss in regards to your dream of what you thought your life was going to be like, or your thinking, the way that you are thinking right now is causing a lot of pain. Thinking that you can't, like self-doubt, like thinking you can't have this life that you're dreaming about. And And the what I usually teach about the Two of Swords is that the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords for me is about not making a decision, refusing to make a decision, or, you know, choosing a path that wasn't the best path, or wasn't the best idea. And then this Ace of Swords is the truth, is seeing that you did that, and then it really hurts. So I think a lot of times when people pull the Three of Swords, they think the image is about a person that's like hurting you or wounding your heart. But it's not. It's about realizing that you have actually hurt yourself because, like, you put all of your hopes in somebody and it didn't pan out, or you made a choice or decision that like really hurt others. And it can also, because it's 3, it can also be about one person that's kind of getting in the way of someone else, or between 2 people. So there might be some healing that needs to take place in regards to wounding that you've received on this journey with somebody who's reflecting back to you. So I think there's definitely some heartache for you today, and even if it's not like there's something bad is going to happen, because I don't do predictive energy. I do like, this is the energy. It's like today is a day to reflect upon some of the wounds that are that are getting in the way of your happiness. Like, it's a really good day, and it's a day to release also, because we're still within that full moon energy. So you can release some of the pain from that wounding. So that's Scorpio today. Who's next? Who's after Scorpio? Is it Sagittarius? Yes. The order of them, I know, like, I do know the order, but I have to think about it so much. Okay, so this is Sagittarius. See how my Sag, and this is also Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, remember. Okay, Sagittarius energy, we have the High Priestess and the 7 of Cups coming out. So the High Priestess is about trusting intuition. It's about silence, in deep knowing. Deep knowing is something I feel from the High Priestess. She is wise. She is balanced. It can be associated with twin flame energy because of the white and black pillars representing masculine and feminine energy. She literally is like the moon. The divine feminine energy of the moon is embedded in the High Priestess energy. Secrecy, mystery. And then we've got the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is about being kind of confused about which direction to go or who to choose. It can be about all of the opportunities you have, all of the options that you have. So I'm seeing right now that you do need to go within to seek clarity about this fact. I don't think that you are really tuned in to how many options you have. And this can be in love, in career, in spiritual pursuits. It's all kinds of things, but it's just being open to everything you can imagine is possible. So, and then there are things you can't imagine that are possible. There are infinite options for you, and you need to tune into that deep wisdom within. All right, so now we have Capricorn. How are my Caps doing? I know Capricorns get a bad rep, but y'all, I love y'all, Capricorns. Okay, Page of Wands, 7 of Wands. So Wands energy, fiery energy. Very interesting. Page of Wands, inspiration, chemistry, excitement, adventure. Seven of Wands, standing your ground and sort of fighting off opposing energy. So it's also about being defensive, setting healthy boundaries. The Page of Wands can be immature communication, initiation, and I'm seeing these really strong, powerful, feminine energy with their hands up, like blocking out immature communication, blocking out anything that is not, I'm hearing moving things forward. Like if you're acting like a child, that's regressive. So really standing your ground against any kind of immature behavior. This is so Capricorn. It's just being like, bitch, no. Understand though that the Seven of Wands represents when we hold on to a desire and we perceive that there are these external obstacles to achieving our dreams. However, what we realize is that we are actually responsible for all of the ideas we have about those external obstacles. So these are only ideas. This isn't really something that's going to block us. We just are thinking that it will. And standing your ground against those ideas, and this can be about thinking that you're immature for wanting something that's like kind of fantasy or fantastic. It's like stopping yourself from thinking that you can't have what you're excited about or what really inspires you, needing to be so practical. You're on the cusp. You're a cuspy baby. Capricorn, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius is next. Okay, Aquarians. Yes, I said that in an alien voice because y'all are aliens. All the cards came out on that one. I do love Aquarius. My favorite thing about my Aquarius friends is I am an intense, like being friends with me is intense. Imagine. And all right, fine. Aquarians got 3 cards. Fine. A lot of my friendship, I have a lot of Cancer friends and I love my Cancer friends, but y'all are needy. And I understand that because I have Cancer and Mercury and Cancer and Mars. And so I'm needy too. And then I have like a lot of watery friends. And so watery friends are sensitive. They usually need attention, not in a negative way. Like I like giving attention to my friends, but there is this, like I definitely, like yesterday, I was like, I have like 3 watery friends that I'm going to be like, how you doing? The full moon is hitting me pretty hard. You okay? And every one of them was like, oh my God. I'm so, you know, but Aquarians, I can hang out with you and have the best fucking time. And I will be like, you are literally my soulmate. I love everything about you. And I just cannot get enough of you. And we can hang out for like 48 hours without sleeping and having the greatest time. And I will feel like you are my best friend for all time. And then I will go home and I won't see you again for a year. And I'm not offended. Because I know that experience we had is forever preserved for you, and that when I see you again or you call me again, it will be like no time has passed. And if there are other signs that if they don't text or message me, I'll be like, oh, they're pissed at me. Aquarians, I'm like, that bitch is living her life, doing it up, and when I see her again, it's gonna be a blast. I love Aquarian energy. All right, Aquarians, we have the Star card for you. No surprise, that literally is Aquarius energy. The Wheel of Fortune, looking good, and we have the Page of Cups. So y'all are doing good. You've got major energy here. The Star, whatever you wish for or hoped for, this is a really fortunate time for you right now. And there is sort of this element of innocence or naivete in regards to something, but it is a true heart-centered love that is there for whatever this is. This can also indicate that it could be time to receive or give some kind of an apology, or just come from a more innocent place, or someone is going to come from a more innocent place. And it can be about new love. Like, it's this wish that you've had to have an experience, a new experience in love. Like, it's here for you today. So I love that for you, Aquarians. Oh, then I keep freaking out my boyfriend for no reason. I'm good. Other than that, I keep freaking out my I love that. Just know that communication is key. So when you have those experiences where you freak out, you just need to say, you know, I wish I could remember the name of the account. Who's next? Aquarius? Pisces? Is Pisces next? Yes, I think Pisces is next. So I saw this couple and they did this example of, so the boyfriend is like on his phone texting and the girlfriend is sitting close by, and she's immediately thinking like of the past relationship she's had where guys have been like talking to other girls while they were with her or whatever. So they basically do like a skit where in the first version you have like a typical reaction where she's like, who are you texting? And he's immediately like, I'm texting my friend. Like, what? You know, like it's this defensive kind of like aggressive thing. And then they do another version of it where she's like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? He puts down the phone. He's like, yeah, sure. What's up? And she says, so I was just sitting there and I started to feel very triggered coming from that space in the past where I have had like trust issues with people. And I'm just trying to really navigate those emotions that I'm having right now, and the feelings of insecurity and feeling unsafe that I have right now. And then because she's expressing her vulnerability and her fear, and she's not saying you are doing these things, she's saying I just started to get really triggered and afraid. Then he says, oh, you know, I understand that's where you're coming from, and I just want you to know that you are the center of my world and I love you, and you know, I can tell you who I'm communicating with if that will make you feel better. And like I can't remember exactly how they resolved it, but it was just this idea that when you know that you are operating from a wound, or when you recognize that you're operating from a wound, you can take that temperance energy and regulate your emotional reactivity, and then open up about the fear that you're having, knowing that there isn't always proof positive of your fears. Like there is the possibility that you're just afraid and that isn't actually happening, because there is a difference between intuition and fear. And it's like if you have had wounds in the past that cause you to feel like you can't trust yourself or you can't trust someone else, you need to talk about that with your person, because that's the real issue, not whether the person is stepping out or not. So that's something to keep in mind when you find yourself reacting to somebody, just explaining where the reaction comes from. Or when you start to feel the fear coming up that's going to cause you to react, take a beat and just ask, where is this coming from? And then express that, because the person who you're meant to be with is going to have the capacity to respond to that in a healthy manner, as long as you create the space for healthy communication to take place. Okay, Pisces, this is my rising sign. Let's get into it. Pisces rising, sun, moon, rising, or Venus. What's going on for you today? Also, if you missed, oh my God, okay. If you missed the other signs I've done, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, and Aquarius, you can catch this replay later today on Tuned in Tarot YouTube. And please subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel to 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal right now. I'm at 600, so I've got a ways to go. But if you subscribe, that I would be so appreciative. And if you can send my YouTube to people that you think might like it, I'd be so grateful. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to cover up this beauteous lady again, because she's out again. Here we have the Three of Cups came out with the Hanged Man and the Star card again, which we just saw in the Aquarius reading. So Pisces energy, not surprised to see you having a good time. We know the Pisces do like to party, but there's a suspended energy there. And I see, this is one of my favorite Hanged Man cards. We see the masculine energy side-eyeing his phone as he just lays on his bed and doesn't take any action. And he's doing that because he needs perspective on some kind of a situation that has primarily happened online, I think. So it's interesting. It's like something that has been happening in like social media, text messages, not something that's happening in the physical either. So there's a suspension on the fun and joy in your life right now because of some kind of fixation on what's going on your phone. This is so relevant to me. Last night, I was just like, this full moon energy. I was crying in the car. I was screaming in the car. I drove to get groceries, and I mean, I have compassion for myself for being this upset. I live in a small town. There's about 5,000 people in this town. There is no bookstore. There's not really a bunch of cafes. Like, it's not a place where you're going to meet a lot of people, particularly a lot of people that would be excited that I lived in LA for 10 years because it's New York. So they'd be like, ew, oh my God, I could never live there. That's like the reaction that you get when people are like, where are you been? You haven't been home in Governor for so long. And I'll be like, oh, I was in LA for 10 years. Like, oh my God, I could never live there. That's like the reaction that you get. And so it's hard for me because I grew up here and it was a repressive place. It's hard for me to imagine different conversations, different outcomes. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just drive out of town. I have to go to this health food store, which is a 50-minute drive from my house. So I'll go there and I'll find a bookstore that's in that town because it's a little bit more populated and I'm sure they must have a bookstore. So I look up bookstores and I find one and I'm excited. I'm like, oh yay, I can go to this bookstore. I drive 50 minutes and arrive at the bookstore, which is this tiny little house in a neighborhood. And I notice right away that it does not appear to be opened, even though it said it was open on Google. And I get out of the car and there's this notice on the window that's like, if you want any books, put your order in and pick them up. And I got in my car and I was like, what? I can't even meet anybody or go anywhere. I can't even go to a bookstore. Like, I was like freaked out, having the worst time ever. And then I came home that night and I happened to see a picture of my person from 2020 with a person that I didn't know. And I was like, who's this person? And then I spent an hour trying to do reverse image search to find out who this person was that he's in a picture with 2 years ago. I was like, what am I doing? I finally went to bed and was like, you need to go to sleep. You are crazy right now. So there is something that you are doing that is suspending your ability to have a good time, to have fun. It's probably a mindset. The Star card is about healing that mindset. It is about hope. Because there is no movement into this union or into this celebration, there is this feeling of it's hopeless. And that was really, really coursing through my veins yesterday. So hopelessness, I was literally like, my ovaries are dried up. Like, that's not even true. But like, I'm 41 and I'll never have any more children. And I was just every single self-doubt, fear, everything was pouring out of me yesterday. So there is this need right now for this healing energy, this pouring out of the unconscious into the conscious. Now, I think it's interesting because the visualization I did at the beginning of this reading was completely improvised. And I'm realizing now that I was literally talking about the Star card. I was saying, take that light and pour it into a bowl. Like, that's literally the Star card. It's also temperance energy too, because I said, take this pitcher and pour it into this other bowl. And I wasn't even thinking about that. So for Pisces right now, you do need some healing today. You need to just know that just because there is no movement right now, there is still cause for joy. there is still cause for bliss. And if you step into gratitude and appreciation and just really focus on your dreams, and let that healing process take place. That's all this pause is about. It's just about healing those wounds, and it's obvious what wounds they are because that's whatever came up during the full moon that is plaguing you, making you feel emotional. Well, that was right on point for me. I don't know about all the other Pisces in here. Okay, now we are on Aries. Yes, Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, or Venus. If you just joined the room and you missed the other signs, you can catch everything on my Tuned In Tarot YouTube. And so far I've read for Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So we're at Aries now. And we started with Virgo because the lovely Nicole basically gifted the room these readings today by gifting me the pearl. So thank you for that. Oh, and I keep forgetting to mention, if you become a subscriber, or if you already are a subscriber and you come into the room and I see the prayer badge by your name, I will pull one card for you. So if you want a one-card reading today, you can subscribe. And if you want a deeper reading, you can click the link in my profile. There's a place where you can book readings, personal readings, and they start at $33. Aries. Aries today. We have the Ace of Swords and the Empress. Oh, I'm just noticing you saying I would do that, lol. Yeah, I was being crazy. My person is a famous person, so there are pictures of him with random people occasionally. He's not like super uber famous, but he's famous enough to get like in those like Getty images, or you know, it was like BFA or something that I found this one image and I was like, who is that? Who is he with? like, because it was actually, she was in a weirdly intimate position with him, and I was surprised because I've seen everybody who hangs out with him for the most part, and I never saw her, so I'm like, who is this? I was going nuts, and I'm like, this was 2 years ago, bitch, like, why do you care? Oh my god. Okay, so Ace of Swords, we have, I love this card, by the way. It's a visually very beautiful image. And also, I'm going to build a book archway. That's so cool. I'm definitely going to have a book archway in a garden. Like, I'm going to go get some books and like preserve them somehow and create this archway. It's so cool. And I like that this represents this portal. And the Ace of Swords is about clarity and seeing something clearly, seeing the future, seeing the truth, telling the truth. And it is about like a new self-concept because it's an ace, so it's fresh energy. So it's like taking the old self-concept and cutting that away and inviting this new self-concept of this Empress energy. So right now, Aries, you're needing to see yourself in this energy of abundance and creativity. This gestational energy, which is that you're growing something within you and you're going to bring it out into the world. And so you have to really take care of yourself right now in order to be able to do that. And when you see yourself in the future, I guarantee that self in the future has awesome habits, doesn't she or he or they? Like, they just have, you know, they drink smoothies, they do yoga, they have a ritual, they have a spiritual practice, they have great friends, they have, you know, they live in an amazing place, they have everything they could possibly desire. I mean, when we're projecting into the future, we're projecting all of these self-care behaviors. So in order to experience that future version of self that has all that self-care going on, you gotta do it right now. So you're needing to look at what you are envisioning for the future and start implementing that into your daily life right now, because you're worth it right now. It's not like your higher version of self is the only self that's worth that self-care. Like the version of you that has all the money or has everything that you want, only that version is worthy of self-care? No, you're worthy of it right now. And carving out that space in your life to have that is really important for you. Thank you for following me, and thank you for the rose. All right, Aries, and then who? Aries is April, May, Gemini. All right, Gemini, this is for you. If you just showed up in the room, I've already read for Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. And if you missed it, you can catch the replay on Tuned in Tarot YouTube. So Gemini, not surprisingly, was trying to get away with a lot of cards. And Geminis are so sweet that they, honestly, they probably could. All right, let's see. Sweet and spicy. We love Geminis. Okay, you have the Fool card, or I'm sorry, the Magician card, not the Fool card. I don't know why I said that. And the Eight of Swords. So you are in an energy of having tapped into your power to manifest something, and then this is what you're manifesting, which is frustrating because it feels like you're stuck in this place. It feels like a prison, and it feels like you can't quite get out of the situation that's really, you know, Geminis, we've got air energy. There's a lot of overthinking that happens there. So I think you're overthinking about what you're creating. Because the true power of this card is actually not just within you. It's the power to surrender what you are creating to the divine. It's like, I have all the tools, you show me how to do this. Not, I have all the tools, I'm gonna do this. And feeling like you kind of have to figure out how to use all your tools, which makes sense because Gemini is really like, they want to work with their hands, they want to think about things, they want to like problem solve. That is actually something that's kind of keeping you stuck right now. You want to redirect your problem solving skills to an activity or a hobby or a passion. And because if you're focused on your life as if your life is a problem, then your life is a problem. If you're focused on it as if the solution is always coming to you, like that exactly what you need to know is going to just be inspired within you through the divine, then your mind is going to have a harder time keeping you stuck in place. All right, Gemini. After Gemini, we have Cancer. Cancer energy. We're almost done, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Did I skip somebody? We have Leo. Leo is left. Who am I missing? Aries. Oh, Taurus. I skipped Taurus. My bad. We'll do Taurus next. Taurus was supposed to come before Gemini, but I already said Cancer. So we're doing Cancer right now, and then we'll do Taurus after that. Sorry, Tauruses. Okay, Cancer energy. I love Tauruses. Y'all Cancers. Silent and nostalgic. I can't with you all. All my friends are Cancer, so I get this. We have the High Priestess. And, oh, right on, Cancer, Sun, and Taurus rising for you. Oh, that's fun. That's so interesting. Okay, so Cancer, Sun, Moon, rising, or Venus. Right now we have for you the High Priestess energy. And we've had this actually for another Zodiac sign, but I don't remember who now. And the Six of Cups. So y'all are so nostalgic. This is not surprising. Currently, you are really trusting your intuition. You're very sensitive and psychic energy right now. There is a balance of masculine and feminine energy within self. And there is this turning inwards that's going on with you. Trusting in the divine feminine energy. There's a reflection on the past of your a lot of memories that are actually that reinforcing your ability to trust the feminine energy or trust yourself. So it's like, as you recall the past right now, you're recalling all of the moments when your wisdom was on point, when your intuition was accurate. It's like recognizing how truly deeply intuitive you have been. You also might be internalizing a past connection. So the dynamic from the past connection is going on within inside of you, and that is causing you to experience cycles of it happening externally. So you want to release this past. Like, it is one thing to be reflexive and to have an understanding of self through the lens of the past. It is another thing to be silent and focused on the past to the point where you don't actually receive any of those new thoughts and feelings and sensations that you're after. So would be worth it to you to release a lot of this wounding from the past that you are currently holding on to. Another meaning is that you have a knowing that you are about to reunite with someone from your past, and there is this inner knowing that you know that it's going to happen. That's the other thing that I'm picking up for my Cancer energy. All right, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, and then after that we will finish off with Leo, my sun sign. All right, so Taurus energy, I skipped over you, so maybe you are feeling like you're being passed over or skipped over, or you're not being considered right now as part of the crowd or part of the group. And yes, as Nicole is saying, if you missed your sign, you can catch the replay on YouTube. Thank you for saying that, Nicole. Oh my God. Okay. When the same card comes out. All right, Taurus energy. We got the Six of Cups for you too, but we have the Moon card here. So here it's a slightly different meaning coming from this pairing. So the Moon is about fear, anxiety, mystery, secrets. It's very interesting because it's very close to the High Priestess card, actually. It is very similar energy. It's still the energy of going deep within. And then we have the reflective energy of the Six of Cups coming out again. So Taurus, and interesting that I missed Taurus and then read Taurus and Cancer together, and there is this union there in how they are thinking and feeling right now. So for Tauruses, there is a deep subconscious patterning, and it is causing you to repeat experiences in the physical. And I think it has to do with narcissism. I'm getting a sense of like Narcissus staring into his own reflection. So I think that there is potentially a narcissistic abuser in the mix for my Taurus energy. And this is a very poignant image for me because it's on the one hand, it looks like, you're lying in a coffin. But on the other hand, it also looks like you are really feeling your heart space, like kind of going deeply within to understand your own heart, your own motivations, the reasons why you do things that seem kind of mysterious. And it looks like it would benefit you to search the past for experiences that brought up a lot of fear and anxiety in you when you were young, ages 0 to 7, because there's some information in there that's going to help you. There is also, I think, unlike the Cancer energy was knowing that they were going to reunite with somebody from their past. And the Taurus energy is afraid either that they will not reunite with someone from their past or they will reunite with them. And so I'm seeing anxious, avoidant attachment, narcissistic abuse type wounding and fear. And so it would behoove you to do a little bit of research on some of that and to do some deep imaginings where you go in and ask your higher self, what do I need right now? What do I need to heal from my past? And you will be shown what you need. All right, finally, hey, I have to say it. it was a complete coincidence that we started on Virgo because Nicole gifted the room with all of these zodiac readings. However, we did happen to save the best for last. I'm just saying. It just happened to be that we saved the best sign for last. Leo sun here, Leo moon here, and if you have Leo rising or Venus, these messages may resonate more strongly with you. Okay, Leos. Let's see how we're all doing. We are the rarest. Did you know that Leos are the rarest sign? Of course we are. Leos. We have the Knight of Swords, and then we have the Eight of Cups. I love this for us. So remember that when we did the reading for the divine masculine and feminine energy, the question of how does he truly feel about me deep down in his heart, or how does she truly feel? The masculine felt that the divine feminine was ready to walk away in the Eight of Cups, but she wouldn't because of her wish fulfillment in the Nine of Cups. But that if he didn't express his feelings, that she would walk away from him. That was, we did see the Eight of Cups earlier today in this reading, and hits back. This Eight of Cups, I think, is a really beautiful image. This feminine who we can see is moving. She's in a state of like moving her items into a moving truck. It looks like she's been crying, like she's really been upset. And so there's this sense that she's either very sad that she has to leave, or she's, you know, maybe reflecting on all the memories and she's just kind of emotional about it. Maybe she actually has an appreciation or a gratitude for the place where she was, and she's sad to leave it. But it's like a bittersweet kind of a thing. So I always get that feeling there. The Knight of Swords we got for actually, I think we pulled it for Texas Honey today. And it is about rushing energy, fast moving. It's like swift. It can be reckless. It also can follow a strategy or a plan. And so, the difference between the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, who is our other fast-moving knight, is the Knight of Wands is just spontaneous and improvising. But the Knight of Swords is quickly following a strategy. So there is this like, I got to get out of here, and I got to get out of here fast. So for Leos, there is this rush to move away from things that do not make you feel good, even if it makes you sad to leave that space. And it's necessary, though. Your future requires it. The Ace of Swords is wielded by the Knight of Swords, which means that sword has to cut away anything that is deceiving you, any self-deception, and it has to show you the future. It has to show you what's new. You have to see the truth about your situation in order to be willing to leave it behind. If you can't see the truth, then you're going to stick around there. So it's interesting because if we think about those masculine cards where he was seeing the divine feminine in the Eight of Cups energy, and we know that he's withholding in the Nine of Cups energy expression of feelings, there is this sensation here that hearing the truth might actually cause you to make a decision to leave, even if it's bittersweet. So it's like, we always want communication in this collective. We always want our person to just talk to us. And we want that so much. And I don't know that we are always prepared for the truth, because it is so possible that when your person comes to speak to you and tell you the truth of the situation, that you would have to decide that it is unworthy of you to stay. And that is why sometimes that other person doesn't tell you the truth, because they know that if you knew it, you wouldn't stay, because you shouldn't. And that is, you have to factor that into the dynamic that you have. If your person isn't talking, it's not because of you. It's not because there's anything deficient or unworthy in you. It is because you are worthy, and they feel that if they tell you certain truths, you may have to honor your worthiness, right? Like if a masculine that hasn't been communicating, you don't know why, comes to you and says, listen, I'm married and I have children and I didn't tell you that, then your worthiness would dictate that you would not be able to stay in the relationship. So they don't tell you that. But you have to embrace your truth and embrace what is best for you in this present moment. And whether or not you hear communications from this person about something negative or even positive, it's just being willing to walk away from feeling badly, like choosing to just feel better. So that is for my Leos. All right, that's everybody. That was fun. I think I'll do that more often. And if you'd like to see this replay, you can catch it on my Tuned In Tarot YouTube. I have hundreds of hours of content there for you. If anybody, I think I could stomach another 30 minutes or so. If there's anybody who has wants a personal reading for $33, I will do it live. But if you would prefer a private version, you can of course just go to the link in my profile and click the book a personal reading. You'll see they start at $33. And if you want to have a private one-on-one session with me, for those start at $111. It is an hour-long minimum session. So if you're interested in that, that is also available there. Anything under $100 is pre-recorded, so I send it to you. But if you need clarification or something about something and you send me questions back, like I didn't understand XYZ, I will respond to you in an email or send another video if necessary. So even if you can't be talking to me directly, you can still ask clarifying questions. The benefit to having the pre-recorded version is that you can watch it again, because I think a lot of times there are things that you might miss, like you're not in the right headspace for it, and then you go back to it and you're like, oh. You also get a visualization at the beginning that you can use repeatedly if you want to as well. So booking it privately, it's the same price, but I think you actually get a little bit more benefit to the pre-recorded version. But if you're here, you got the visualization usually when you're here. So it's, it's whatever you prefer. You're welcome, Third Eye Roses. I'm glad I hit everybody's sign today. I hope you got some information that you needed to help you have a good day today. Remember to stay present in the present moment, not just because you're trying to achieve nirvana, but because if you are not in the present moment, you are not open to receive new thoughts. You are continuing to perpetuate the thoughts that you have been having up until this moment, and that is creating experiences that match your past rather than new experiences that you would like to have for the future. And I listened to Abraham Hicks for years and really never truly understood that concept fully until today. Like, I know that there's power in being present, and I work on meditation and I try to remain present. I use that idea of being present in my life, but it didn't really make sense to me why it is so important to be present until I saw that today and was just like, oh my God, that's so true. So I hope that information has helped you today as well. Let me know when I come back online if it's really helping you to consistently come back to the present moment, if you're seeing movement and motion in your life from doing this. I'm curious to see if this works for everybody that's here and everybody who saw this video today. I am going to head out since there's been nobody hopping at a reading, which is fine, because honestly, I should go get more of a breakfast than one very good blueberry muffin that I ate. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Have a great day today, and I will be back tomorrow at noon for a reading for you again, and then I usually do Thursday nights as well. So I will see you then, everybody. Thank you so much, and take care.